We'll go ahead and call this early morning session of the Jackson County Board of Education. This is our regular meeting to order. As we do customary, we're going to take the first few minutes for reflection and prayer about things that are going on in our nation. This is a month of Thanksgiving, and we are certainly thankful that you are here. We're thankful that for the health of our students and our faculty and our staff and all the employees, and that we've made it through a pandemic thus far. So just, if you don't care to bow with me, please. Thank you. First thing we have to do is to approve the agenda. I would like to add an executive session under Area 5 after our Schneider presentation. We'll add an executive session there. Is there any other additions or deletions to the agenda? Do we have a motion to approve the agenda with the executive session?
I'll make a motion.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the agenda with the executive session, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Every year we have to, by law, elect board officers. And so this is the month that we do that. So we'll do that now. Is there any nominations for board president?
I'd like to nominate Chad Gorham.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. I really appreciate that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Any other nominations? Okay, we'll close that. All in favor of electing me board president, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Take nominations for board vice president.
Nominate Dr. Guess.
Okay, we have a nomination for Dr. Guess. Are there any other nominations? We should put it back on Dr. Guess. We could tie this thing up today, couldn't we? Okay, we have a nomination for Dr. Guess. Any others? Hearing none, all in favor of electing Dr. Guess president, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Guess, we're back in the saddle. Moving on to our Innovation Career Center update. So we'll turn it over to you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's a relatively quick one. Got a lot of stuff happening next week that's going to be really exciting. So, got a few photos for you. The parking lot, they've backfilled a lot of the islands. They've started putting up some of the lightings. They've run a lot of the wire for these lights. Kind of see that happening. An aerial of the storm shelter and the auditorium. Got storm shelter block finished and concrete cap around the top finished. And then the auditorium block is, I think, about 90% done. Inside aerial view of the stage. We're looking back towards the stage from above the control room in this one. I think they're going to run conduit and pour auditorium slab in a couple of weeks. What they're going to try to do. So, elevator shafts are both. They were almost complete yesterday. They might have it done today. Those guys are fast enough that it wouldn't surprise me at all. But usually they wait on stuff like this for later once they start steel. But last time we spoke, we had a little bit of delay, so we went ahead and got moving on some of the block. Another view of those. So this is the central office elevator, and then this is the main elevator for the lobby. Just another view looking back. We've got block ready to go. That's another thing, they're kind of waiting on the interior block walls until they can start some of the steel so they're not falling all over each other. So this is the north end of the lobby, looking back towards the main school entrance. This is the north entrance in the auditorium, and then you can kind of see this taking shape. You remember the rendering, got the big glass wall across the front, so that's where this this runs here, and then it makes the bend right here and goes back towards the central office. Another view of the north entrance to the auditorium. See that starting to take shape. Control room entrance is here, and this will be where the south door is down here. I don't know if this is gonna work, but just a short little snap of walking into. Windy yesterday. You can see it here. Eric, where do we go here? Just run. Put your hair on the present. Yes, sir. Well, that is it. Okay. Couple of recent construction milestones, like I said, the storm shelter block is done, auditorium is nearly done. Not much has taken place in the slab since we talked last time, we're still about 85% on those. You saw the elevator shafts. First load of structural steel is coming Monday, so that's some of the columns and beams, and then some of the rafters. We're doing the transfer, we're taking out existing columns. And then next delivery is early December, and that's everything. So that's joist, deck, and the rest of the heavier structural steel. Again, this is Monday, I guess. So we'll start working on demoing existing columns and installing the steel columns and transfer systems for those used to be. Just a couple of numbers: 15,000 feet of wire has been pulled in parking. 1,200 feet of conduit has been placed, and about 45,000 blocks have been laid at this point. So, there you go.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Thanksgiving being next week, on behalf of both organizations, we want to thank all of y'all for the partnership and the friendship on this project. Hopefully, we're going to see a lot more happening as we get into early next year, but thank you very much for y'all allowing us to go through this project.
I think the next update will be an exciting one. There'll be a lot going on with the steel. So.
Since bid day, on pricing, you know, so I know that the prices of everything is going up. So what are we doing about that? How are we offsetting that?
Luckily, the first team got a lot of that stuff locked in. I don't want to say before the price increases happened, but we got a lot of the early contracts with subs locked in before.
Okay.
It escalated too much.
You know, I just see it every day with the electrical, you know, doing what I do. The pricing, you know, copper, aluminum, everything's just going sky high. So I wasn't for sure if we was already locked in.
We talked about that a little bit yesterday. A couple of the subs, the electrician was one of them that's screaming a little bit, but Wayne's response to that is, should have bought it when we signed our contract. So it's not something that we're having to deal with yet, thankfully.
Okay.
Fortunate for the school system on a state project like this, the contractor and their sub are locked in. So they really can't come back to the owner. I know we're in different times and certain times, but technically they can't come back on our end. Most of the time, plumbers and mechanical contractors and electricians, once they've been awarded the project and they signed a contract with that general contractor, they've purchased all the material at that point, especially in times like we are now. They've purchased it and put it in a warehouse. And a lot of this, the purchase store material we pay for, or y'all pay for in the school system, up front for them, so they could go ahead and do that material.
What happens if they don't?
It would,
Like, let's say they don't purchase the material, who has to pay for that cost?
They absorb that cost.
they have to absorb the cost.
Okay. The sub?
The sub, I mean, it's gonna be the sub, it depends on how the sub's contract is written with the general contract.
Okay.
But from my experience, I mean, the sub, it's gonna be the sub.
Okay.
Any other questions? We appreciate the updates.
Appreciate it.
I mean, it's
That's good.
helpful. So we appreciate that. Thank you. Under general business, we have considered motions for any corrections, additions, or deletions to the October 20th board meeting minutes and the October 20th work session minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Make a motion. We have Mike makes a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You've been given a copy of the school calendar for 22-23. I looked at it. It looks like a pretty good calendar. This is one that will lay for until our next board meeting. So we'll table that, but you do have that school calendar there. And if you'll notice, we also have some new job descriptions. And I think you see that list of 7 there. So we've got had some retirements and a little bit of reorg on some duties, and that's where these come from. Typically, these job descriptions would also have to lay for and be tabled until the next board meeting. But if it's all right with the board, I'd like to propose a motion to suspend the rules so that we can approve those and get them posted. Is everybody kind of okay with that? All right. Then I make a motion to suspend the rules. Is there a second?
I second.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
All right. Any discussion on suspending those rules? All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So the rules are suspended, and now we would like to consider a motion to approve those following job descriptions, 1 through 7.
I make a motion.
We have a motion to approve the job descriptions.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving those job descriptions, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those have been approved. D, consider a motion to approve the 21-22 technology plan.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
A motion second. Any discussion? Derek, anything you want to say on that?
This is just the yearly state plan this is the yearly plan that has to be sent to the state. Just to prove that we're meeting state requirements for technology.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All in favor of approving this plan, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries and the plan is approved. We may skip this next part. We've got some retirements, and we've got some key retirements, and we're there. I would like to skip them, but they put in their time, so we'll see how it goes. We'll float it and see if we'll let you go. A, consider a motion to approve the retirement of Elizabeth Manning, Federal Programs Consulting Teacher, effective January the 1st.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Dr. Guess, you think we need to let her go?
I hate to.
I hate to
But I
as
think
well.
she's got plans that are better than,
Yeah.
than what
Yeah.
we've got for us.
All right, I'm glad, Doctor. She may have changed my vote right there. But all in favor of approving this retirement, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We wish you the best. And then we have another one. Consider a motion to approve the retirement of Rhonda Wheeler, Director of Student Services, effective January the 1st.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Again, we hate to see our folks go, and especially people who do so much for us. All in favor of approving Miss Wheeler's retirement, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. C, consider a motion to approve the retirement of Ricky Parker, teacher at Skyline School and a countywide school bus driver, effective January the 1st.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? Ricky Parker's also a good one. All in favor of approving this, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resignation. Consider a motion to accept the resignation of Tammy Clark, a drafting instructor at Epcot, effective December the 1st.
Make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under leaves, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 leaves, A through F. And if it's okay with everybody, we'll take those as one motion. I guess it's good with that, it looks like. Consider a motion to approve the leaves as they are stated, A through F.
I make a motion.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
A motion, a second, any discussion? All in favor of approving leaves A through F, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under transfers, we can also do these as one motion if everybody's okay with that.
Yes.
Okay. We will consider a motion to approve the transfers A through E as they are presented.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to vote. All in favor of approving the transfers A through E, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those transfers have been approved. Under employments, we also have a number of those. We have A through G, and we'll take those as one motion if that's acceptable. Okay, hearing no objections. Consider a motion to employ for the following employments A through G.
Make a motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Then all in favor of approving those employments A through G, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under contracts, consider a motion to approve the contract between the Jackson County Board of Education and Flat Rock School providing bus transportation assistance for a Flat Rock student.
I make a motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? This is a routine, and this is a routine transaction that we have with our schools. All in favor of approving this, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under coaching assignments, we have some boat captains at North Sand Mountain. We have 7 of those. One of those will be pending a background clearance, so let's do this one separately. So we have to consider a motion to approve the following boat captains, and you see those there. I'll make a motion to approve those.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving those boat captains, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And then you see the remainder, we have some non-faculty coaches and some volunteer coaches and some that are paid. And we will take B through E as one motion unless there's an objection.
That's good.
Okay? We have consider a motion to approve the coaching placements B through E.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
A second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll move to vote. All in favor of approving B through E coaching assignments, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Guffey, we're to you for announcements and an update on accreditation.
Okay, so as most of you are aware, we did go through the accreditation process recently, and everything was smooth. Great reviews, because we have a great team of people working together, which also includes our board members, and we appreciate that. Special thanks to Mr. Pritchett and Debbie McRae for countless hours of uploading a lot of this information on the front end. Due to a lot of work by a lot of people on the front end of this process, it made the actual process much smoother. And I believe Ms. McRae will give us an update, is that correct, at the next board meeting? Maybe a little PowerPoint or something, going through a little more details. But we were accredited. The following week we went through state monitoring with federal programs and CARES money, and that went well as well.
Good. Before we get into our Schneider presentation, Jen, I think we need to set a board meeting. 13th December, is that right? Okay. Yeah. December 13th, Dr. Guess, are you?
Thank you.
My
That's
December
good.
calendar telling, so.
Okay.
Good.
Morning? We need to do morning?
I'm good,
I'd
whatever.
rather do the morning
Okay.
right now.
Dr. Guess, we may have to do morning on that one, is that okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll set that,
Same time.
13th, December 13th, 7 o'clock a.m. No, ma'am.
Kevin likes the board meetings early, so.
Yeah, we should bump that one.
6:30.
That's right. December 13th, 7 a.m. for that. That will just be a board meeting. All right. So we have a Schneider presentation. So you're up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning. That's part about going last, because I've had this whole time to wake up. That's nice. But no, it's really awesome to be here. I do prefer the early mornings. This is nice. Starts the day right, and then you have the whole day in front of you. So thank you for having me. I'm not Elena with Schneider Electric. My colleagues Zach and Allie couldn't be here, but this is a project that's very near and dear to our hearts. It's been almost 8 years of partnership so far, which is crazy to think about how fast time has flown. To give you some context on the original project, since we are celebrating a milestone, how we got here is really in 2014, designing and implementing a project that had a huge impact on the savings of the district. So all of the improvements we were able to implement, such as lighting, we did some HVAC upgrades, we implemented a building automation system that was able to control the district scheduling of HVAC from one central location. And it really transformed the classrooms with the lighting and the exterior lighting. So with those improvements, it impacted about $500,000 almost a year in annual savings that we were able to guarantee. And part of the partnership is making sure that we're optimizing those savings and that we're working with y'all. I know Zach works very heavily with the maintenance team and Mr. Robbins and Mr. Middleton to make sure that we are reaching those goals, and it's obviously working because that's why we're here. We've been able to celebrate $1 million, $2 million, and now $3 million in savings over the course of the partnership, which is a huge deal. And we want to make sure that we celebrate that, recognize y'all. It takes the support of the board as well to make these things happen. And your strides in sustainability are something we want to share with the community as well, because this wasn't just a construction project where we installed it and left. We've been actively involved in making sure that y'all are tracking to hit these goals. So we can't thank y'all enough, and we want to congratulate y'all on this huge accomplishment.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if y'all want to take a picture, we can do that once the board meeting's over, before executive session, but it's always great to get that. And we can share this with the media as well and see if they want to.
Sounds good. As soon as we dismiss our executive session, we'll take a picture and then we'll go back.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that brings us to executive session. Mr. Porter, do we have the right to go to executive session to discuss good name and character?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Then we'll entertain a motion to enter into executive session.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of going to executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Then we are in executive session. We're going to grab a picture real quick. Where do you want that? Down there? Up? We'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of coming out of executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we are now out of executive session. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you for being here.